Hey, good morning, Vikings. I've got a video, something to talk about that YouTube would hate, so this is perfect for y'all. And so stick around for that. And I've been up for about, what time is it? About 7:30. I've been up a couple hours, going through the mail, going through y'all's comments, drinking coffee. This thing just popped up. What is that? There we are. And it's finally daylight enough to come outside. And so we're going to go let the chickens out first. And then I'll get to what we're going to talk about. You see the snow's melting a little bit. I slept warmer last night. I don't know if I'm getting, acclimated to a house again without a furnace or what have you. But let's go let the girls out. They haven't been out for a couple days. And I'm sure they're going to be excited. The guinea hen was going off all night long. I almost come out here with a shotgun to see what was going on, but it was real cold, and I didn't think it was a problem. All right, girls, come on. See? They don't know it's daytime yet either. All right. We keep their food in this metal 55-gallon can right here, so raccoons and stuff cannot get into it. It's a little chillier than I thought. I should have put a coat on, but I don't know, it might be above freezing already. Get dog. I'm happy to be back here. I like having my little daily tasks, my chores to do. It simplifies life. I feel like I'm living in more natural rhythms, if you will. And I'm not trying to get all poetical and everything on you. I'm really not, but I really do feel that way. Just take care of basic needs. A downside for y'all is that I don't have as much electricity here, right? And like we've got about 3 days of rain in the forecast coming up, and that could hurt video production and uploading. So don't worry, I haven't abandoned you. It's just dark and my solar's not working. What the heck? So there's the chickens. All right, I have to put my hood on. I'm cold. All right, so here's the deal. In this video, I know YouTube would hate. You know that guy, of course you do, that just shot up at airport, Fort Lauderdale, right? We'll take a walk down the road here. Shot up an airport at Fort Lauderdale, and he had a Hispanic name. And I don't remember what it was. Well, Pam Geller just put out, because she's done some research, this guy converted to Islam before he went to Iraq with the army. Like, he was a veteran, right? And so they're trying to spin that he's a head case and he's got problems, and that's why he did this horrible thing. But he's even got a name like Hazik Assam or something. I don't know. His name's not important, but he has a Arabic name. And he's obviously a convert to Islam. See, the problem isn't lone wolves. The problem is not mental illness. The problem, and I'll add a little caveat here, the problem is radical Islam. That's a problem. It's a problem for our country, and we ought to recognize it. I said, when that guy Hassan, Major Hassan, shot up a base in Texas, maybe Fort Hood, killed a bunch of soldiers who, of course, are not allowed to carry loaded guns on base. Are you kidding me? That's another stupid thing. But after he shot that base up, I said, look, it is what it is. You guys know me enough now, right? It's like, hey, I know how it should be. I know how it could be, but this is how it is. And the fact is, we are at war with radical Islam. I don't care how they want to spin it or whatever else. Our enemy is radical Islam. The people who want to slit my throat, slit your throat, blow you up, drive a truck into you like they just did in Israel, again, that's our enemy. And so, and American Muslims, and if I doubt any of y'all are on this channel, but if you are, hey, how come you're not standing up screaming every time one of these whack jobs goes out there and kills people? Because we don't hear from you. Crickets. And so what I said when Hassan did his dastardly deed, the army, number one, should quit allowing Muslims in the military. Number two, all Muslims. Number two, the army, the military. I say army because I was in the army, but I mean the military. The military, and in this case the army, should move all the Muslim soldiers to Fort Bliss, McGregor Range, and give them, you know, something to do until their enlistment goes out. Because this is ridiculous. You're going to see more of it. This guy went over to Iraq as a Muslim convert, got combat skills, learned how to do things, and then he came back and he just killed a bunch of innocent people. Hey, I'm a pretty nice guy. I actually am. You know, I don't know you, most of y'all personally, but if we were in some situation in line at a grocery store, I'd probably turn around and start talking to you. Hey, how you doing? What do you think about this? Da-da-da. Because that's just how I am. I'm nice. I try to help people out. But I've taken, for me, a hard stance. I'm not friendly to obvious Muslims anymore. I don't give them the smile. You know, typically if I see a mom with kids, I'll give them like a little, yeah, I got grandkids. I like kids. If I see a mom having trouble with her kids in public, you know, kids crying, throwing a temper tantrum, whatever, I usually make a comment to try and relax the mom a little bit, you know, like, oh yeah, it happens. It did with my kids too. Don't worry about it. They're beautiful children. You know, something just to chill her out a little bit. And I try to do that. But when I see Muslims, when I see those women walking around like this, I give them the mean face, right? I don't smile at them. I stare right at them, men and women. I don't want them here. Go home. Does that sound harsh? Does that sound non-Christian? Hey, if you came here and wanted to assimilate, and I know there are probably tens of thousands of fine Muslims living here in America. There probably are, you know, and they've just assimilated and they practice their faith like they want. And they don't want to go kill anybody. They don't want to blow anybody up or anything. And, you know, I don't have a problem with them. But the problem is they have not stood up and made a scene and saying, this crap will not stand. Not here in America. They should be counter-protesting. They should be up in arms. They should be on radio talk shows. It's ridiculous. And so, hey, I don't want them here. And I especially don't want them here when they're trying to bring their culture here. If you want to come here, you want to come to America, be American. You know? I was in a foreign country one time, and a Australian befriended me. I like Australians a lot. And he introduced me to another Australian, and he said, this is Joe Fox. He's from NSM. And I'm thinking, NSM? And the guy he was introducing me to, the other Aussie, was like, NSM? And my friend Phil goes, yeah, NSM, you know, United States, America. I thought it was funny. But, man, if you want to come to America, be an American, you know, assimilate. You want to come here because of what we have to offer as a nation. Which we're losing, by the way. You realize that, right? We're losing a lot of what made us good, which is why I'm giving Trump a chance. Do I think he's God? Do I think he's our nation's savior? I don't, obviously. Do I think he'll do a good job? I'm certainly hoping so. I know Hillary would have just continued to decline, and we only had two real options. All those other options weren't viable. So I'm hoping he does a good job. But, yeah, our culture needs to go back more closer to how it was in the 50s. Not exactly like it was in the 50s. We had racism and stuff in this country then, and we don't need to go that far. But we need to get back to some American values. We need to recognize that we have American values, right? Y'all got my email today, right? My message about the show. We had an Australian film crew out here last year for the National Winter Bob exercise, and they filmed us for a few days, and they were enamored with the guns. Oh my God. You know, guns did not play the biggest part of the exercise, but boy, they all got filmed. And I'm kind of interested to see the take that they take on it. I have no other information about how to get it. If you're in Oz, you know, if you're in Australia, it's coming on soon. I think our episode focusing here at Shofar Mountain comes on in February. I sent you the details. I appreciate y'all. I really do. I'm going to try and share more with you. I'm going to try and, give you more content, better content, more of us out here, what we're doing. Ooh, it's cold. I'm wearing my PJs. I have my clogs on and my sweats. I didn't know I was going to walk this far, but I've really missed it out here. I just love being out here, you know. Try not to make you dizzy, but just trying to give you a feel for it. Excuse me. So, yeah. Be wary of Muslims. Just like I said the other day. As a matter of fact, somebody made a pretty good snide comment to me. I said I key in on people who are dressed in all black. You know, like the goth people, because it seems like they're the ones always involved in the school shootings and stuff. And somebody said the man wearing a black hoodie and a black hat. Okay, touche. But you know what I mean, right? And just be careful. You know, just be careful. One of the things I love about living in the Ozarks is, and I was talking to a deputy sheriff a while ago, I'm not worried about riots. I'm not worried about terrorists. I mean, really, do you think a terrorist is going to come out here and set off a truck bomb? If he did, he'd kill one person. Wouldn't even make the news, right? I mean, you know, come on. Getting out of those cities, you know, I think it's possible that big troubles are coming, and they're just going to be worse when you're surrounded by people. So be careful. Be looking around. If you can move. If you can't, okay. Do the best you can with what you got, where you're at. And I will see you out there.